in, you're gonna get slowed, right? Flicker in, yes, and then you sweep, you will deny Numenon Blast.
Right.
All right, well, backs on the wall. Alchemy, this is pretty much it. They're down at 0-1. Lose, they go home. What's going to happen? Vertigo, before you go, your thoughts? Who do you think has got the edge on this one?
Honestly, I really like Alchemy SG's lineup here, especially with the Lancelot.
Okay. I mean, you predicted Alchemy going into this one. This is going to be, of course, game 2, match 2 as well. But now, Eugene, Abstract, your thoughts on this game? Who has the edge?
Well, I'm sorry, but STELLARK's lineup is probably going to be my favorite this time. I think one of the main thing is also the fact that with a Melissa being picked on the opposite side, I think that I'm just mostly tunnel visioning on the fact that Icon plays a lot of Martyrs, and yet they didn't pick up a Martyrs, which is a very good answer over to the side of Melissa. It kind of throws me off quite a bit, right? So I'm not exactly sure what exactly is going to be the answer to the Melissa. Are they going to fully commit over their Fasa just onto this Melissa, or do they have some other plans that they have got in store for us? Zookeeper, you are a mysterious guy.
Yes, definitely mysterious, but they have a lot of tanky heroes, I would say, by Alchemy. It's one of those things where they definitely thought about this. They have a lot of sustain, but now can they figure out ways to get onto the back line? You talked about the Melissa might being an issue, but you know they have a lot of control on STELLARK as well. So it seems to be a bit neck and neck. I do like STELLARK's draft going into this one, but we're gonna have to find out. I feel like these are still two evenly drafted teams.
Well, it's still too early for me to even get a really good idea of how this game is gonna be. But right off the bat, we do have Icon that have made his way up to the northern side and have managed to successfully take a kill down on the Sink. And as someone who played both Arlet as well as this Glue, I gotta say, I am surprised to see the death of Arlet.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, especially this early, I don't think I really expected that going into this one. But again, it's first blood. Yes, it sucks. They have an advantage. It's not the end of the world, though. But as I say that, looks like Odie or Bambi. No, okay, they're going to just disengage.
Yep, with the turtle that will be popping out right about now. Alchemy prepares themselves and ready themselves for the onslaught of STELLARK. Odia Bambi has readied his position as well, so they are trying to get as much priority as they can. Icon was hoping that he will be able to drag the turtle over to their side, but Puski a little bit far. Zookeeper, Numenon Blast!
Nice Numenon Blast, catches on to 2, and Stink is going to be the victim on that one, but they've already gotten the turtle. Alchemy have prioritized that. Odia or Bambi is going to be killed. Jet now so low. Oh, the Breath of the Ocean, not able to kill it, and they just barely missing out. Now Fasa's in a bad spot, and it looks like Alchemy are looking to turn this one around. Chesty has now joined the fray, but it's a little too late, and Fasa will pay.
Oh man, a couple of miscalculations coming from the side of STELLARK. They were so close to bring Jet down, and who wasn't hit by the Breath of the Ocean. If only he was hit, that would have been the end. And I think that Fasa doesn't really necessarily have to commit into that to really go for the kill, but perhaps they have the idea that Kadita, position 5, Jet, position 3. We gotta have to find a way to bring him down, and even for my death, and I'm able to bring him down, that would be great. It didn't go out so well.
Every time Alchemy has a good game, they always start with the early. They tend to understand how to prioritize, making sure that they do put themselves in a position to win. As I say that, STELLARK again have been able to counter thus far, but this is a pretty sizable lead, especially this early. It's 2,500 and Odia or Bambi with a heavy spin just pushing people back.
Well, I'm not too sure how that is going to be like, but for now, we do keep it will be able to successfully take a kill down on the Smelly Cannon. And now the rest of the fight, Icon hits himself in, and underneath the turret was hoping that he would be able to assassinate Chesty, but from this point on, it is a 1-for-2 trade.
1-for-2 trade, but they did a little bit of chip damage on that tower. I mean, pretty much Alchemy have done a great job of pushing it in, making sure that they have that initiative and forcing it down STELLARK's throat, so to speak. Now they've been very defensive. They've been reactionary. They've been trying to get themselves back in this, and now STELLARK need to just kind of stem the bleeding a little bit.
And now, with 4 minutes into the game, is only left to 15 seconds until the turtle comes up. And we know, whenever these objectives are coming up, Alchemy will be readying themselves for the eventual take of this turtle. How much resources are they going to be pushed in? Normally, I will have my eyes onto the EXP laner. Husky has, of course, managed to bring down the top lane creeps as fast as he can, and now made his way over to the middle. There could be a very likelihood that Alchemy is just going to be fully committing all 5 just for this turtle.
It's a big commitment, I think, at this point. I mean, Alchemy will take that one. They know that they had the advantage right now. They've taken then an easy second turtle. Sync now try to go in, but Puski.
It doesn't seem like Puski will be able to go down anytime soon. It's now just gonna go straight for the split. Puski pulls Sync right into the heart of the battle, brings him down. But in the meantime, the Vossa gets himself right out of dodge as soon as he can. Jesse doesn't really have any ultimate stolen at this point in time. Well, the fight is going to be extended now for a little while longer. STELLARK is just going to be congregating to one another. All four of them will be fighting out against Puski. He manages to find himself a possession right down on the Vossa. It brings him down for himself. A good trade altogether.
Okay, I thought Puski was going in to kind of just
hold things out,
yeah, to bait, to kind of attract attention elsewhere, but the fact that he was able to get something out of that, I mean, yes, he killed Vossa, that's a massive win for them. He did get it with split, and the possession that they had, so a pretty decent situation, but still, Puski was the highest in terms of, I mean, his KDA is 312, he died right there, you're throwing a little bit of gold back at them, and that's kind of not what you want as Alchemy.
Yep, so at least for the EXP laners from the side of Alchemy, he is currently hovering somewhere around at 3,800 gold. If we are looking at
the final slash pushes Icon in a bad situation.
He's gonna be okay though. He do have his ultimate that really gets himself right out of dodge as soon as he can. He's built tankily as well, so let's not forget about that. We are looking at his Lancelot. He's currently have got the Molten Essence. I think that he's going in for the Hunter Strike first. So War Axe. So Icon went straight in for the War Axe, but the first item was indeed the Molten Essence. So it's kind of like a hybrid to a certain extent.
Okay, and I don't think you have to go either one way or the other. If you you need a little bit of damage on this team. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jet and Farsa, the carry as well, they have a lot of opportunities and a lot of options, but having that a third piece that can kind of really, you know, turn the team fight on its head by the potential damage that you could do is going to help Alchemy SG out quite a bit.
They need cleanup, and that is what Icon will come into play as
they need a janitor, that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Someone with the mop and the broom, and that is exactly what Icon will be. We know that Jet will be able to drop their opponent's HP down by quite a lot. Hold on a second, it's now Odin Bambi just going to be going straight in for the heavy spin.
Yeah, but Zookeeper getting so low, he's by himself, he's going to be killed. Smelly Cat will secure that one. Icon Deck takes out Sync. Fossa's next on that list. Exalted just looking to clean house, and there we go. The Thorn Rose is going to do some work, and Puski wants more. Is he able to get Smelly Cat? No, they're going to run away. They're going to cut the creeps more than anything else, but this is a pretty good fight for Alchemy.
This is pretty good. Now Puski is just going to be right in front of the inhibitor turret, and he did manage to pull the waves for a while longer, allowing for Alchemy to bring down the first tier turret in the middle lane, allowing them and opening up the map even further for them, making sure that STELLARK is starved out for gold.
Yeah, starved out, and they're actually being pushed back and being very reactionary. Again, Alchemy SG now have kind of backed off, regrouped. They're going to look to take the top T1. That's already been taken. And now they're going to look to just see what they can do. They pretty much control the jungle. STELLARK have not found an opportunity. It's like, who do you go for? Yeah, you find Puski out front, but that's really not the target you want to get to. You got to get to these squishies in the back, Jet, Exalt, somehow. How do you find them? It's a very difficult situation for STELLARK.
And of course, Alchemy's Jet has got a good amount of gold hovering on his head right now, with a total of roughly about 5,400 gold in himself, while STELLARK, Chesty doesn't have a lot of gold, 4,200 gold. While Fossa, he is playing as a roam, 3,300 gold. He doesn't really have the capabilities to really go down for a immediate kill onto Jet. Jet doesn't have any form of defensive items. He's going straight in as what a normal mage would do, and that is to be a glass cannon popping the health of the people in the back lines.
Yes, in the back line, they need to figure out a way to get there. It's not the easiest situations. I mean, they have their sense of control, but Sync, getting about half-life, is going to look to fight this one. The final slash pushes him back under the turret, though, but now Sync, bad spot. He's going to be picked off. Exalt will secure that one, and it's a 4-member ambush squad by Alchemy, and they've taken that tower as well.
So this is for sure, right? STELLARK should be able to bring down the first defense turret in the top side, because Alchemy, they put a little bit too much people down in the bottom lane. Too much resources used to just bring one person down, as well as to bring down the turret. As such, they kind of initially lost the priority for the Lord, but somehow they managed to reclaim them back. Chesty's HP doesn't look good. Forced Odin Baby to a pop. The heavy spin. Chesty also lost his Domino Blast.
It doesn't really matter. there. You push him away. Icon's like, I still got the damage. I'm going to pick him off, and I'm going to take that one. And this is a bad situation for STELLARK, and now this is going to be a huge window of opportunity for Alchemy SG as they start the Lord.
There's a lot of Ultimates right now that is out of order. In fact, this game, this fight for the Lord is very likely going to be completely uncontested, and Alchemy should be able to take this without a problem. All of the outer turrets should be down.
Yeah, and Alchemy SG, in the first game, they had a slight advantage. STELLARK were able to find those windows opportunities. They had mistakes, they capitalized them, and they got themselves back in this game. This one is looking largely different in the sense that Alchemy's like, hey, we know what we did wrong. We're not going to make the same mistakes going in this one. We're going to just suffocate you out, make it very difficult for you to come back, STELLARK.
Well, Icon, he is definitely putting quite a show for us. Currently hovering around 7,400 gold, Molten Essence, Thunder Axe, as well as the Thunder Belt. He is right in the front lines, in the face of the enemies. They are really disrupting the STELLARK's lineup quite a lot, and they are trying to force a lot of movements, unnecessary movements from the side of STELLARK. And I think that is really one of the main things that they are looking out for, to ensure that STELLARK is unable to congregate together as a team, while Alchemy themselves is capable of doing that.
Yeah, not able to do that. Even look, the Lord is going to crash in the T3 bottom. He's eventually going to get there. But Alchemy right now have done a great job of pushing and forcing the initiative in the other lanes so that you can't just solo kill the Lord, so to speak. But now with the lanes all pushing, now STELLARK, how do they defend against 3 different fronts?
Main thing is you're gonna have to deal with the Lord, ensuring the Lord never ever touches your inhibitor turret. You're gonna have to sacrifice the outer turrets, which is why I say that Alchemy definitely will have all the outer turrets down, no problem. Fasta's HP, well, disappeared out of absolutely nowhere. I would assume that he actually tanked up most of the damage from the side of the Lord. But from now, it is all about the collateral damage coming in from the rest of the Mega Minions, which is definitely something that STELLARK should be able to deal with no problems.
Tough game thus far for STELLARK. Sync 0-5-1. We haven't really seen the impact of the Arlot. Fasta, on the other hand, 1-4-2 is getting in there. But let's talk a little bit about the damage here with Jet on top, with Icon in second, and of course Smelly Cat.
To be honest, to see Jet and Icon at the top of the list, I'm not exactly too surprised. Smelly Cat, though, I was hoping that he will be somewhere in the second spot when it comes down to the damage dealt. But once again, once I think about it again, Alchemy, they have a lot of disruption going on. Puski constantly jumps over the backlines, and he is just so annoying with all the immobilizing goos. And what can you really do about it as a marksman that doesn't have a lot of mobility? All you have is probably Cutter's Protection, and you build a bubble around you. Yes, the goo would not escape, the goo would not break off. However, there is still a split. You still can inhibit the soul.
I mean, he's just, like, the hero was just very strong, but, like, the heavy spin just mostly mitigated by Puski. He's got Split. He's going to be used, and really not much damage going on.
Zookeeper knew and he saw that the Numenon Blast was aiming down for him. He went for a flicker downwards so that he would avoid the Numenon Blast itself, so that he is able to deal a counter-attack. Now Alchemy found the kill down onto Smelly Cat, allowing them to be able to get a really steady push in the middle lane, no problems, as STELLARK only has 2% for defense.
Oh, they've lost 3. It's a 3-0 going the way of Alchemy. Just, I mean, no creeps here, but you get the Lord, so you get something out of it. It's not the worst thing in the world. But that net worth lead is starting to get sizable. Very difficult mountain to climb for STELLARK here.
Very impressive game so far. 41,000, close to 42,000 gold from the side of Alchemy, close to 10,000 gold advantage. Where are all of these discrepancies coming from? Icon, let's take a look at Icon first. When it comes down to the jungle, it is about 3,000 gold difference. And just from that is a huge amount already. When it comes down to the marksman itself, Exxon is hovering at about 9,000 gold, while Smelly Cat is somewhere about 8,200. So that is not a lot. It really boils down to the junglers that actually have most of those farm.
Can we say Icon jungle diff? Is it too early still? I mean, yes, I know that this is game 2 and we might go to a game 3, but but here's the funny thing is that everyone from Alchemy, like if we're looking at straight up KDAs, like every single lane they won. This is a firm control that Alchemy SG have done. It just made it very difficult for STELLARK to do anything. But now the Lord is going to be crashing in. T3's already been removed.
The tank Lancelot is definitely playing a lot of dividends right now. Even though he's so tanky, he still can deal a lot of damage. Oh, the stun! Right on the Foster! He wasn't able to get himself into rough waves and get himself an escape and a kill.
Yeah, not having a good game right there. I mean, just completely caught out. It was one of those situations where, yeah, you're attracting a lot of attention, but nobody was backing you up. STELLARK were dealing with the Lord, but looks like they're going to go in. Icon about half-life already, but oh dear Bambi, he spins, and it looks like Icon, does he go back in?
He doesn't really care about anything at all. Zookeeper was hoping that he'd go for the Numinum Blast. He did manage to land onto one person though. As many cats just going to be popping the counter protection, but that didn't work out very well for him.
Pooski's killed Smelly Cat, and that's most of your damage. Sync just trying to stay alive. They do have the suppression onto Icon. The Thorn Rose, he's going to back off, disengage everything. You've gotten what you've wanted, which is a couple of kills. You got the T3s, the base is open. The world is your oyster, Alchemy SG.
Close to a barren wasteland. Middle lane and the bottom lane's inhibitor turret has essentially been destroyed. STELLARK now have got a lot of attention that they gotta have to put down on the bottom lane. It's like you have two newborn babies and you gotta have to put so much attention onto them. While Alchemy, what they have right now, the only thing that they have is to wait for the perfect opportunity, which is to bring down the Lord, get themselves a priority, and get as much information as possible. As long as they're able to starve out STELLARK, they will be able to grow their income even more from here.
Ah, man, STELLARK, you gotta do like a Hail Mary play. You gotta figure something out. You gotta get some sort of pick off. If you let Alchemy just take the free Lord, it's up in another 30 seconds, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. You have no more time at this point. You might as well go throw caution to the wind and just try to do what you can. Maybe you get a pick off, maybe you get lucky, but at least you're trying at the end of the day.
I think one of the biggest sadness from the side of STELLARK is that the Arlet is not exactly coming into play at all. He's currently just hovering very low. In fact, he is just a few hundred gold above a Forza. That is not what you wanted to see coming from the side of EXP laner, and not to forget even the one that builds tank. This Arlet only have got a Radiant Armor and a Thunderbelt, two item that is maxed out. So he don't have a lot of that tank ability in the front lines. He can't really do much. And even if he wants to go over to the back lines and disrupt the enemy's lines with his ultimate, he can't stay alive for long. It's essentially going to be a 4 vs 5 fight, and Sync just can only do a single cycle of ultimate, or rather single cycle of skills, and goodbye he goes.
Yeah, no real chance. He's had a rough game throughout the entire one, right? He hasn't gotten going, hasn't been able to do anything. Icon will take that Lord. That's going to be an easy one for him. The Retribution's going to be on point, but the flicker into the Numinum Blast. Catches out Smelly Cat, he blows him up, and now Chesty's on the run. Icon just harassing him. The Thorn Rose is going to do a little bit of work, but now the base is wide open. They're going to go for this one, and oh dear Bambi just trying to stay alive. Do they get the knockoff onto Icon? Gets a little bit low. He gets killed. Faso will secure that one, but the base has been there. And Exalt is focusing on the base, and that's going to be it. And game 2 goes the way of Alchemy SG.
What a game! Alchemy SG found themselves a tempo that they managed to ride on. They didn't stop anywhere from the start all the way to the end, and they made sure that STELLARK constantly gets choked down. They did manage to put a lot of their insurance into the mid stages of the game, and they moved together as a unit. Vertigo, please.
Wow, one whole unit. Alchemy, they were dominating from the start. They were dominating all the way till the end, and they were just on fire. Yeah. Oh my god, I am speechless, guys. Icon did a